Uri, absolutely electric as that army officer, Chandu Champion. He underwent a massive physical transformation. Are two of the most in-demand actors of the Hindi film industry at the moment. It's Vicky Kaushal versus Kartik Aaryan. Hello and welcome to the mother of all Bollywood fights, the filmography fight, where actors take on actors, filmmakers take on filmmakers, where we take their best work, sometimes also their worst, and we make them compete against each other in a full-blown boxing match. Our fighters today are two of the most in-demand actors of the Hindi film industry at the moment. They're smack in the middle of a golden run, which I'm sure they would love to enjoy for the rest of their lives. That might not happen, but we can enjoy this battle for now. It's Vicky Kaushal versus Kartik Aaryan. Round 1, their beginnings. Pyar Ka Panchnama 1, Pyar Ka Panchnama 2 versus Masala and Zuban. Pyar Ka Panchnama 1 came out in 2011, 2 came out in 2015. Masala and Zuban both came out in 2015. Both the Pyar Ka Panchnama films were directed by Love Ranjan. Neeraj Gewan directed Masala, Moses Singh made Zuban. Pyar Ka Panchnama was a 3-hero film, but what stayed with us were those 2 monologues by Kartik Aaryan, which went viral way before going viral was even in fashion. We knew a bit of a star was born, and we were all waiting for what all Kartik Aaryan was going to do after that. Did he have more in the tank? Well, he has answered those questions for us. Vicky Kaushal in Masala was absolutely wonderful. He was sensitive, he was vulnerable. That scene where he breaks down on that boat, ये दुख खत्म क्यों नहीं होता? Oh my God, हम सबका दुख ना उसने वही खत्म कर दिया था. We knew a special actor was born, and in Zuban, a film which went under the scanner, he plays a guy who stammers, finds his voice by singing, and eventually becomes a rock star. According to me, it's one of Vicky's best performances. It's neck and neck, but I'm going to go with Vicky Kaushal for round 1. After one round, it's Vicky Kaushal 1, Kartik Aaryan 0. Round 2, their love triangles. Man Marziya versus Sonu Ke T2 Ki Sweetie. Both films released in the year 2018. Sonu Ke T2 Ki Sweetie was directed by Love Ranjan once again. Man Marziya was directed by Anurag Kashyap. Vicky Kaushal plays a dude in Man Marziya who the lead actress falls head over heels in love with. It was the first time where we were watching Vicky play a star, be a star, behave like a star. And he carried it off in fine style. He plays a character who seems like a green flag despite having a lot of red flags attached to him. We fall in love with the dude, the hunk and the stud that he's playing. And that interval scene where he has to drive off alone, emotional, angry and a whole lot of other things is absolutely brilliant. But Kartik Aaryan carries Sonu Ke T2 Ki Sweetie firmly on his shoulders all alone. He takes his Pyar Ka Panchnama character, that performance, and multiplies it by 100. He just goes with it and does everything he can to protect his best friend from a woman who has ulterior motives in marrying his best friend. In the end, we root for him. We really want him to win. But then there is a twist in the end. But Kartik Aaryan is extremely entertaining. And you know what? The movie starts with one of his monologues, and it's not about relationships. This time, I'm going to give round 2 to Kartik Aaryan. After 2 rounds, it's 1-all. Round 3, they're explosive action dramas. Uri the Surgical Strike versus Dhamaka. Uri released in 2019 and was directed by Aditya Dhar. Dhamaka released in 2021 and was directed by Ram Madhwani. Kartik Aaryan in Dhamaka does what Colin Farrell did in Phone Booth. He went far away from his comfort zone and acted in a tense thriller where he is the only character on screen for the majority of the film, and he's trying to avoid an explosion happening very close to him. We root for him, we want him to survive in the end, and Kartik Aaryan is very good in Dhamaka. But Uri was Vicky Kaushal's biggest blockbuster up until then, and he was absolutely electric as that army officer leading a charge against his opponents. And Uri will be remembered for 3 words, which are, how's the Josh? which will remain synonymous with Vicky Kaushal for the rest of his life. It became an anthem for the nation. The impact that movie had on audiences the world over was absolutely special. Round 3 has got to go to Vicky Kaushal for Uri the Surgical Strike. After 3 rounds, it's Vicky Kaushal 2, Kartik Aaryan 1. Round 4, the biopics. Sam Bahadur versus Chandu Champion. Sam Bahadur released in 2023 and was directed by Meghna Gulzar. Chandu Champion released in 2024 and was directed by Kabir Khan. There was a lot of scrutiny about Vicky Kaushal's casting as Sam Manekshaw, but still people were expecting him to be brilliant, as has become the norm with Vicky. There were obviously flashes of brilliance throughout his performance, but there were times where his performance felt a little caricaturish, his diction and his body language felt a little forced, and it was one of the rare times where we saw Vicky Kaushal acting. No one was expecting Kartik Aaryan to pull off a role like Chandu Champion, a specially abled athlete. He underwent a massive physical transformation and delivered a fitting tribute to a heroic man. Kartik Aaryan won our hearts despite the movie not doing as well as expected, and under the able guidance of Kabir Khan, delivered a fabulous performance, probably the best of his career. I'm going to give round 4 to Kartik Aaryan for Chandu Champion. After 4 rounds, it's 2-all. Before I move on to the final round, it's time for special mentions for Vicky Kaushal. I have to mention those 3 supporting performances where he supported Alia Bhatt in Razi, Ranbir Kapoor in Sanju, and Shah Rukh Khan in Dhamaka. All 3, Vicky Kaushal was absolutely brilliant. We could not find equals for Sardar Udham and Raman Raghav 2.0, and I have to mention that Tauba Tauba step from Bad News. Actually, my feet are doing that step as we speak. For Kartik Aaryan, I have to mention the fact that he's come from being a sort of comedic actor to becoming a quintessential lover boy with films like Love Aajkal directed by Imtiaz Ali, Luka Chupi, Pati Patni Aur Wo, and Satya Prem Ki Katha. Not to mention Bhool Bhulaiya 2, one of his blockbusters, and he has a spate of lover boy roles coming up very, very shortly. With that out of the way, let's move on to the 5th and final round. It's time for the epic blockbusters to square off against each other. It's Chhaava versus Bhool Bhulaiya 3. Bhool Bhulaiya 3 released in 2024 and was directed by Chris Pasmi. Chhaava released in 2025 and is directed by Lakshman Utekar. In Bhool Bhulaiya 3, Kartik Aaryan has come back to play Roo Baba after the super successful Bhool Bhulaiya 2 and has now made that character a household character. His comic timing is impeccable in the movie. His performance is so enjoyable. The last stretch where he does a hilarious dance and plays multiple characters in a movie which stars Madhuri Dixit and Vidya Balan. It's Kartik Aaryan who actually shines the brightest. That movie has now catapulted Kartik Aaryan into superstardom territory. But in Chhaava, Vicky Kaushal plays a historical character with aplomb. He's beefed up for the role and has given us a version of himself we've never seen before. He nails the action sequences. In this, the accent and the body language does not seem forced at all. He conveys so much emotion throughout the movie, especially during that final stretch where he is literally in shackles. The Chhaava for Vicky Kaushal has broken all the shackles and has crossed the 600 crore mark worldwide, making it an all-time blockbuster. Round 5 has got to go to Vicky Kaushal for Chhaava. And with that, we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Vicky Kaushal wins this filmography fight 3 rounds to 2 against Kartik Aaryan. Alright, so that was a whole lot of fun. Vicky Kaushal versus Kartik Aaryan. Another filmography fight comes to an end. Why don't you let us know what you felt about this battle? Who should have won? Who should have not won? And what should have been the films that we could have also chosen to compete against each other? And also let us know which are some of the other filmography fights you would like to see. And while you're doing all of that, do not forget to subscribe to the Masala universe. Until next time, I, Alex Sangal, your Masala Maverick, will keep bringing more Masaledar action to you. Take care, all the best, and I will see you again very shortly. Adios!